Yo, what is good? Welcome back to Talks Within Reach. I am your host, Jake. We are here with Fancy and Mats. Gentlemen,
What's up?
What's up?
howdy, howdy. March Madness is over. Shout out
Run.
to V for correct guess. Matt, I did have a question for you because I think when we did one with the community, I think it was me, you, and Fancy left. And I think you had the losing team in the championship that time too. Am I wrong about that or no?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Do you remember who it was? Kansas and who? Who did Kansas beat? Do you remember, Fancy?
Don't.
So Matt, you've guessed. So now, hey, we get mark it on the podcast. Whoever Matt has in there, put him in the championship, but don't
Right.
have them winning. You know,
They will win.
That's still pretty damn impressive though to
get all the way there.
To get him all the way there. Like what? 2 out of the last 3 years. We didn't do one last year, but
That's harder than actually doing it.
yeah, dude. There's I forgot what company did it. It was a guess everyone wrong bracket.
Oh,
like guess every single part of it. I feel like that's easier to get than perfect bracket, but still, definitely still very tough to do.
Yeah. So I was in the 90th percentile in brackets said on ESPN. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good.
Too bad it wasn't like when I went into hockey. It was like 32-30. They were like Purdue was losing, and then we got out, and like obviously we're all from the Indiana area, and everyone was like, "Did Purdue win? Did Purdue win?" And they were like, "Nope." Like the ending score was not not. I mean, not that I didn't have any money in it or anything, but I was like, "Nope, not at all." But no, today will be a lot of fun. As always, we have some different segments we'll do. We have a fun game that Fancy has for us later. But what we're gonna talk about right now is like Matt said, super early fantasy football predictions. Just like a fun little thing to look back on. Kind of see what happens. There's still a lot of free agents out there. A lot of things that will happen during the draft. The Vikings are on the verge of making a huge trade to get into the top 5 to grab a quarterback. So we'll kind of see how everything plays out. So these lists that we have are all projections. And we might come back to it in a few weeks before the season starts and adjust those. But we're going to go through quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and tight ends. What we think the top 5 at those positions are going to be. So Fancy's going to start us off with his projected top 5 quarterbacks.
As far as quarterbacks go, my top 3 are basically a coin toss away from being number 1. But I ended up landing on Tua because of who he's got to throw to. I think he's just going to sling darts all season long as he stays healthy. He's going to put up a lot of yards and touchdowns. And then the one's going to squeak in, but I think it's because, he's he's the man. He's the only guy that your wife can have sex with and you're not going to be mad. It's Baker Mayfield. And, he's going to sneak in there top 5 as far as points go. He's running for it this year. He's going.
So Tua and Baker.
That's my 1 and 5.
That's your 1 and 5.
Yeah. Dak and CJ Stroud were in there as far as could have been number 1.
Okay. All right. So, wow, 2 at 1 and Baker at 5, and then Stroud and who'd you say?
Dak Prescott.
So no Mahomes in top 5, or he's like the 4th in there too.
Number 4 is a shout out to Matt.
Oh,
wow.
All right, Matt. Hey, that's a perfect lead right into you. Let's see if the Lions fan has Jared Goff in his top 5 projections right here.
I'm glad you have confidence in Jared Goff. I think he's going to be another great quarterback again this year.
Matt's like, I got him at number 1. No one comes
but
close.
He is not in my top 5.
Oh!
So, what I think of, you got to think of the balance of these rushing touchdown QBs. They are at the top of my list. Josh Allen, Lamar, and Jalen Hurts. I think that in fantasy, that just propels you when you can get those rushing touchdowns. Now I kind of have a question mark next to, both Lamar and Jalen Hurts because the running game it could be elevate both ways, right? It could either elevate the way they play because now they can do that play action. They can now pass because they're running so well, but it could also hurt their stats because if they don't need to use their legs as much because they have such a good run game, that could also bring them down. So
Right.
it's both good and bad with having those running backs coming in, but I still keep them up at the top. I rounded out my top 5 with, I think, Joe Burrow is going to have a comeback year after the injury. Depending, again, I guess caveat is T. Higgins, see what heck happens with him. But Jamar Chase is a beast. I think he's gonna be able to go back to that. I don't know. I think it's like 4,000 yard season, 2 seasons before that, maybe. And the touchdowns were in the 30s as well. So I think he can come back to form off that injury. Rounding out top 5 is CJ Stroud. I think with those weapons, I think he basically just gets to pick which route he's going to hit on each play. And then kind of my honorable mentions. I'm right there with you with Tua. He just missed my top 5. He had so many touchdowns.
Just in general.
Yeah, that, and a lot of them were those rushing touchdowns. If you get those, as it's a Tyreek again or something like that, then his fantasy production is going to be amazing. My last one, sorry to keep it a little winded, but Kirk Cousins, I think he's got a great opportunity. You see him just sling the ball, and the touchdowns come with him too. I think he's got a great opportunity to be in a top 5 position.
Yeah. So for me, it was tough because I don't have. I mean, you guys know I'm a big Josh Allen. I know Fancy isn't, but I mean, I've always praised Josh Allen, but I couldn't put Josh Allen in my top 5 just because right now his number 1 receiver is Khalil Shakir and his number 2 is Curtis Samuel. It's like they're not doing anything to help him, and I just fantasy wise, it's like it's a tough spot to. I mean, I think he definitely can. There's still plenty of room for them to get a wide receiver here soon.
Right.
But as of right now, I have Hurts. Like you said, we don't know if Saquon's gonna hurt that rushing production, that tush push, or even if they're gonna run the tush push without Jason Kelsey. And then
that will be interesting to see how they run that.
I have to put CJ Stroud in there. I think we all have Stroud in there. I mean, with that many weapons, I mean the kid's gonna have a great.
My only reason why CJ Stroud was not my absolute number 1 pick was just because rookie season. Let's make sure he doesn't. We've seen it before. Yep. That's all.
They start off hot and they plateau a little bit, and then they start.
Yeah. It's like once the NFL gets a little bit of film on you, the game changes. So hopefully he still does well.
Yeah, I think I think everyone's on board. It's like one of those guys where it's like you want him to do good.
Absolutely.
So Hurts and Stroud, and then like Matt, I think Burrow come back. I mean, I think with or without T. Higgins, it's gonna be a comeback year for Burrow off that injury. Him and Chase. And then I have to throw Mahomes in there because he always ends up in there no matter what. Like that's for me, that's just the safe one in there. And then my little sneak in there was Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins does make top 5. I think there's so many weapons around him, and I think Atlanta really takes off. They're in one of the easier divisions in football that people kind of forget about. We've always trashed the NFC South quite a bit.
Big time.
And then if I had 2 honorable mentions like Matt had, though, mine would be Tua and mine would be Baker. I mean, those would be the 2. So I think we're all in the ballpark. I've just never really been sold on Lamar Jackson. But I could definitely see Tua, Baker, Lamar all being top 5 in that thing. I think it's just when you talk about top 5 and the top 8, it's like those guys are so interchangeable. It just depends on what happens. If they have that big blow up game, because we're talking about fantasy, right? So we're not talking about whether the team's going to make playoffs, right? It's like these guys can take your points. Like Lamar Jackson might not get a rushing touchdown now, and Derrick Henry's going to get 47 rushing touchdowns this season, right?
But he can lead them they're still going to win the game, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but I'll take us right into the running backs then. The running backs, CMC. I mean, if you guys didn't put CMC in your top 5, I don't know what we're doing. But
I heard he was retiring.
Is he?
No.
Shout out Ronnie.
Different CMC. Sorry.
Different CMC?
Yeah.
That's the one at the 7-Eleven?
Yeah. Yeah, the one that's outside with the hat with the change in it. Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
And then I got Bijan. That's just another compliment of the Kirk Cousins. Ooh. I think Bijan Robinson and I think it just changes the whole offense with Kirk Cousins being there. And I just think it's going to be. I mean, he had a great rookie year for being on a rough offense, and I just think now everything's going to be clicking a little bit smoother for them. I think he's going to be a huge part of their team. And then obviously I have to put Saquon Barkley because Saquon Barkley is easily a top 3 running back, and now you put him against with the best offensive line that he's ever played for. And I mean top 3 in the league. He's gonna be very, very dangerous going into the season, especially if he can stay healthy. And I threw Kyron Williams in there, Rams running back, great season, even missed a few games and still was top 5 this past year. And then I threw in Derrick Henry. Because I'm looking at fantasy and I'm looking, you give a guy who was an absolute workhorse for an organization and still stayed healthy most of his career. I know he's got a lot of miles underneath him, and a lot of people are doubting him and saying that he won't do much, but he won't have to do much to get points if that makes any sense. Like Matt said, it's like Lamar's
going to get a lot of touchdowns, not a lot of yards.
They're gonna just ram him in, and it's just he might get 8 carries for 2-3 touchdowns a game. So that's my my top 5 for you guys.
Yeah, I gotta say mine's very similar. -2. I've got McCaffrey number 1, obviously, and then shout out the homie pick. Just because I like the way we ran our run offense last year, I think Josh Jacobs is gonna fit in there very well.
Yep.
And so he's gonna be number 2. Derrick Henry number 3. For every reason that you just said. Bijan is number 4, and then I don't know. I don't know what the quarterback situation is. I don't have a lot of faith in them. I got Nick Chubb, kind of carrying the
Chubb, okay.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's gonna be a little sleeper. Yeah, he's gonna be a little sleeper. He's gonna come.
He's got one kneecap, and one person to have faith in him is Fancy.
Yeah,
I will say before we get into yours, Matt, I'm a little bit shocked with Fancy at Henry at 3 though. I will say, like, I'm on board with it. Like, I already made my case, but Fancy said going into this past year to me, and he wasn't wrong. Like Henry's slowing down, and this will be the season. Now it wasn't last season, but now it's like a different team, different identity. It's like he still got juice in him now. You know what I mean? How much longer? I don't know. But I will say I was very interested to see if you threw in Josh Jacobs and Derrick Henry in your top 5.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, Matt.
Yep. So I like Henry as well, but I got him down at number 5. He snuck in for me.
Yeah, that was literally mine too. It was
wait. Over under how many picks Beasley Jake for Lions picks? Over under 2?
If you're giving me the over 1.5, I'm gonna take the under. I'm gonna take under. He's got one lion on there. One.
I think he's got. You think he's got
2?
I think he's got 2, man.
Oh man.
I think he's got 2. All right, what is it?
So CMC number 1
and Henry. So the next 3, he might have 3.
They're all Lions.
The third guy.
It's a chili pepper.
Like golf on there.
All right. So here's I don't know if this shocks you or not. So I got JT at number 2, Jonathan Taylor.
No, that's a good pick.
I really think he's gonna have success.
I almost cut Henry, man. I almost did it, but
yeah. I think he comes back to the absolute dominant running back in fantasy that we used to see. With the quarterback coming back.
He's healthy.
I think it's gonna be a great matchup with him. I've got Saquon at number 3.
Oh, take the under.
And then I did sneak Gibbs. He's
okay.
Gibbs is in there
that's a respectable. That's a respectable, especially at 4. As long as you didn't put him, that's a respectable
lineup for sure.
I think he's actually projected like 4 or 5 right now, like running back rankings right now.
Yeah.
I do like the JT pick though. I really do, because he that was the one where I almost got Henry out of there. But I am surprised you guys didn't get Kyron Williams in there.
JT was almost in there instead of Chubb. I didn't know what the Colts had going on.
Yeah, Kyron Williams over rushing touchdowns was literally set at 1.5 most of the thing, which is crazy for fans. That's like Christian McCaffrey numbers.
Here's my problem. The Rams have shown they don't care who's at running back. They will throw in the hot hand, or they will pick someone off the street. They do a great job finding these guys.
No Bijan for you though.
So I
Fringe?
It's again
top 8.
I have confidence in that offense, and I think he showed life, but I don't know yet. With Kirk Cousins loving to throw the football, I'm not sure yet. So
I guess before we move on to the next position, but none of us picked it. I was interested to see if they did. The number 2 projected running back in fantasy football right now is Breece Hall. How far out of top 5 is Breece Hall?
Depends
because of the Jets situation. Totally is.
But they got all new offensive linemen, and supposedly Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
Yeah,
Like,
that'll be a
They
prelude
have
to
him at
my
number 2 right
question
now. It's
later.
CMC Breece Hall. Like, that's what it is right now.
I would love to see it. I just, as far as team stability goes, I just didn't have enough to put him on his team
Yeah.
to put him in my top 5.
That dude is got a lot of speed though. Like it's
Yeah,
you
he's
have
ridiculous. Like,
yeah, you have seen it, but yeah, I guess if Aaron comes back and if they did rebuild the offensive line, I can see him in the top 10 for sure.
I mean, if we're
I
doing
like my top
drafts
5.
and I see him available, I'll grab him. But it's like, as far as if I'm number 5 and I'm watching my top 5 go, I'm grabbing somebody out of my top 5 if they're available.
you're more comfortable with you're more comfortable with
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I got
yeah. But if I saw him round 2, then yeah, I might pick him
you.
up.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I was just curious because I was eyeing him and Travis Etienne because they were both up there, and none of us took them, and I was like, those are
definitely
guys
consider
like, those
Etienne.
are guys that like
Etienne.
if you are more biased to them, like you like the player, you might throw them up there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we threw them up there. We'll go wide receivers next. Matt, I'll let you go first this time for wide receivers.
So you probably know it from last year, right? Tyreek Hill, he was my number 1 pick for my fantasy league. I'm sticking with him. I saw a lot of great routes out of him. You know,
And you have that at 1, like for sure 1.
He's my 101. So I really like Tyreek again. I think he's got a great chance of the same projection, the same types of numbers that he put up. And like I said, if they don't get all those rushing touchdowns last year, some of those, even more touchdowns go to him, and his numbers are even more outstanding. Number 2, I've got Jamar Chase. I think that, with Burrow coming back, I think he's got a great opportunity there. Number 3 should be no surprise to you. I've got Amon-Ra St. Brown up there. And then I've got CeeDee Lamb, and I snuck Puka Nacua in there at number 5.
Okay. Yeah. For me, so we kind of have very similar. I'm trying to think of. Can you just run through your 5 real quick?
Tyreek, Jamar, Amon-Ra, CeeDee, Puka.
That's what it was. Okay. We have.
I do have an honorable mention in there, but again, when you don't know who's throwing the ball, Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Even though he's an elite player, I can't put him in there yet.
Why
we do this later,
tough,
maybe, man.
It's a tough because it's some of these guys aren't going to make playoffs, but they're going to have a crazy amount of yards.
Oh yeah, they're
down.
Shout out the Chargers, literally everybody on their team.
Yeah, I let off with number 1 being CeeDee Lamb. He was number 2 last year. I just think, and that's coming from an Eagles fan. I just think the Cowboys literally like
without him, they are nothing.
They blow out teams so much that it's just like that's where those yards come. Like they'll win 49-0 against whoever, and then they'll lose the tough games. But even in those tough games, he still does well. So I have Lamb at 1. I have Jamar Chase at 2. I do, like I said, I'm very high on Jamar Chase this year. I think he has a comeback year. Him and Burrow.
I hope so.
And then I put Tyreek at 3. Puka at 4. And then Matt, I think you'll like this. I couldn't go Jefferson either. Jefferson was my 6, my 6-2, but I put 5 Pittman. Pittman, I feel like was up there.
I love that pick.
I think you give him a healthy quarterback that loved to throw to him, and I don't know. I think he can go up there with Gardner Minshew. I think he can.
So the only thing for him that it just kind of pushed me out of it, that new contract.
I know.
Players,
how much they run with JT too. I know.
Players sometimes they get the money and then they don't quite.
Michael's not like that.
We'll see. I mean, I love it. I love it because he deserves to get that paycheck. But sometimes we've seen it a little bit too much that he finally did prove himself. So now he kind of left off the gas a tiny bit, and that would be my only caveat to putting him in there.
I think the only person I have in common with either of you guys is CeeDee Lamb.
Wow. Where you got him at?
Number 2.
That's fair.
Tyreek, number 1.
Oh, we all had Tyreek.
I did not hear Tyreek. How did I not hear him?
Yeah,
that was my one-on-one.
He literally said it's one-on-one. We went a whole rant about it. Yeah.
Okay,
You didn't hear
I
my
was like-
5-minute speech on.
Yeah,
No.
he
No,
literally
I
just said
kinda
love
zoned out.
Tyreek
I've
Hill.
been-
He's got a baby.
I got hung
with
up on
Matt.
everybody else. Okay, so
He literally
Tyreek,
got a baby with
CD.
Matt.
So okay, so
Matt's
I
his
got 2 in
baby
common.
mama.
So the next 3, I got
He's gonna list literally everything I just said. Matt.
St. Brown.
He literally
Also-
says St. Brown.
Also, my third
way.
pick.
This is number 3.
I thought
This is
Okay.
great. Keep going,
Were
Faith.
were you swiping when I went up?
He's on midget. Yeah, he's on Minder.
no. I was actually like taking notes. That's why I'm like, wait, what? What am I writing?
I don't know
about?
what he was writing.
Yeah, I'm
Let me
like,
see
hold
those
on.
notes.
I'm like, let me see.
Hold on.
Like, I scratch out and then write the
I
same
just
thing
love
next
that.
to it.
I love that he emphasized like I only have one on the list that you guys got.
Yeah,
and
I
it
was like,
CeeDee
only
Lamb.
one
And then
name
he
is
goes,
CeeDee Lamb.
Tyreek Hill, St. Brown. I was like, that's 3 for 3.
Yeah, Nico Collins.
Okay, that's new.
I think I mean because of
I just don't know.
because of Stroud. I just
know-
think they're gonna
I
connect.
know, and I love it. But now Diggs is there. Tank Dell healthy. It's like there's a lot of mouths to feed. I just don't know
Yeah.
if it's top 5. Like,
yeah,
we'll
for sure,
see.
for
We'll see.
sure.
Diggs, I mean, you never know.
And only because, you know, if there's gonna be some dude fucking your wife that you're okay with, there's gonna be some dude filming it, and that's Mike Evans. Bottom line. Hey, and when you look up the stats, I had to look up for the game that we're gonna play. You're gonna be like, perhaps. I mean, he could really be putting up some points.
All right.
So, fun fact there. I mean, I think Mike Evans, and he edged out Jamar. I mean, we're talking edging him out just barely.
All right.
So just
5A,
barely.
5A, and 5B.
Only
Yeah.
because of who was healthy at the end of the season to throw to him.
Right.
That's why.
And then the last position to go over is Matt's favorite position, tight ends.
Love it.
Ugh.
I think I'm gonna shock some people with mine.
Oh God.
There's a few in there that I mean not actually there might be 2 in there that I like that you guys might not like, and there's one big name that I do not have in my top 5.
It's Kelsey.
So I went Mark Andrews. I think Mark Andrews obviously
Not in mine.
all around. Really,
Not at all.
he's been top 3 tight end for the last 10 years.
Hey, yeah. Well,
right, fair
11
enough.
years is not good luck.
No, he just broke his leg last year. He's good now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good this year.
That's why they made the drop tackle
yeah,
rule.
he's a hybrid.
Yeah. And then I have Sam Laporte on there. No shocker there. I mean, coming off of one of the hottest rookie tight end years of all time.
in Spanish, law is feminine, so that makes sense.
Detroit Lions. And then I got McBride from Arizona.
Okay.
I think him and Kyler are healthy. Even without Kyler healthy, he had a really good year with the carnival of quarterbacks that they
Right.
that they went through.
Yeah, that was
You throw George Kittle up there because George Kittle, it's like
How do
it's
you
just-
not?
It's just such a high power offense that if you look at his stats, there's 3 or 4 games a year where he has 180 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns. And it's like, holy shit, this guy's dominant. But then he has those games where it's like 3 catches, 30 yards. But those big blow up games just help him get top 5 in fantasy. And then, yeah, like Fancy said, I did not include Travis Kelce in my top 5. My number 5 is Evan Ingram out of Jacksonville. He was like number 3, number 4 last year. Had tons and tons of looks from Trevor Lawrence. I think he ended up with like 100+ receptions in the year. I could be wrong. But they're starting to build that connection up a little bit. And I think Trevor Lawrence and him are getting really, really comfortable. And he's a fast tight end. But Kelce just doesn't make it for me, man. He's slow. He might still end up top 5. I don't know because with Rashee Rice probably getting arrested and not playing this year, and that might be the only thing the Chiefs have to throw.
Felony warrant out for him. I just got a notification about. I
Yeah.
was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, so maybe Kelce will be number 1 in the world again because Mahomes and him will play together till they're 50.
They won't have another option.
What about you, Fancy?
Dude, okay. Kittle number 1, man. I mean,
Kittle number 1. Like I said,
He's-
high power offense, man. You can't. I mean,
how do you not pick him? It's
he's
just hard.
such a good blocking tight end. That's where the fantasy value loses down. Like as a tight end, I think he's like Kelce already said, he's number 1 tight end in the league. There's no one that could do everything that he does. It's just in fantasy wise, there's some games he won't get a catch because he's too
Sure.
busy blocking because CMC's
He's
going
either
for 400
blocking
yards.
or like triple coverage.
Right, exactly.
For sure. And then like
But I
those
love it.
games will happen. But
Yep.
the games that doesn't happen
Explosive.
it's the absolute opposite.
At the same time, he can run a seam. You know, he's blocking.
Yeah.
he's blocking and then he disengages and he runs a seam and he can beat
Yep.
the corner. You know what I mean? Like
if you go through his game-to-game stats, it's like 0 catches, 2 catches, 8 catches for 200 yards. It's like, bruh. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
and,
he'll get
and
all
they're
the yards. Yeah.
they're all like 3rd and 16.
Yeah.
It's like the wide open, just cut. It's like, dude, and
Yeah,
it's
he's a-
and
he's a
every
beast.
other fan of the game is like, how do you leave this dude open? And it's like, well, they had him locked down every play until
And you
now.
got Debo, Ayuk, CMC.
gosh,
Eventually,
dude.
someone's gonna be open.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, obviously Kittle. I got Laporta number 2. I got Hawkinson. I
Yeah.
feel like a tight end and a team with a new quarterback is a favorite.
Absolutely. Safety
You know,
valve.
I'd say it's your safety blanket, right? I do have Kelsey because just like it's just hard to bet against the Chiefs. I know I didn't have Mahomes in my top 5 as far as points go.
The
He's
tight end
probably
is
number
just
6,
such a
and
slim,
then Kelsey's gonna absolutely get fed. And I got Njoku's number 5.
yeah. I was teasing with Njoku too. He made it in my 6-7 spot. Joe Flacco's not there, so I'm just like Njoku didn't do that with anyone besides Flacco. So like,
Yeah, but we haven't
Yep.
seen enough Deshaun Watson. If Deshaun Watson
Right.
gets a full season in and
never
acts like
know.
he gives a shit,
yeah,
that's kind of what
Yeah.
I'm hoping for. So a little
So
bit
I-
of competitive spirit.
I've got Njoku at my number 3 spot. Kind of the same thing is how do you tackle him? Like
especially with
that's
the
a
new
problem.
rules.
Yeah, when he gets the ball, you can't tackle him. So
Just face mask.
so he made my number 3. No surprise who my number 1 is. It's Laporta. Number 2, I've got Mark Andrews.
Oh,
So my number 4 and 5 might shock you. But I'm the tight end savant, so you gotta trust me here. I've got Schultz.
ooh,
at
that was a
number
tough one
4.
for me.
Yep. And then I've got, here's the shocker, is Pitts at number 5.
I thought about it, man. But see, my thing was, dude, I couldn't ride the Falcons like dick that hard because I put
No.
Cousin, I put Bijan. I'm like, I can't go every position.
Yeah, you might as well just change teams at that point.
Yeah,
Like,
that's how I was
Jesus.
like, I can't do it, man. Like, I can't.
That's his new NFC team right there. Yeah. So no,
My top 5 is the Atlanta Falcons.
Yep. So Kirk Cousins loves the tight end spot. That's his, you know my mantra, just like Fancy, you just said it, right? Those quarterbacks love that tight end as their check down safety blanket. I think Kirk Cousins, that's what he's already got the connection of he's gonna throw to himself because he wants that number 8 that Kyle Pitts is gonna be wearing.
Yep.
Since they didn't end up swapping jerseys.
Dude, that is the most, I don't know if we covered that on this though. That is the most savage shit ever. Kyle Pitts literally tweets at him and just goes, I will give you number 8 if you give me targets. The next day, Kirk Cousins like, I'll take number 18. Dude, all I said was give me targets and you can have your number.
I can't promise you shit, boy.
The story behind it.
Shit.
So the story behind it is the NFL makes you buy back your jerseys that they produced and they now can't sell.
It was too much. Yeah.
Right.
And he shops at Kohl's way too much.
Dude, he's got those Kohl's cash, man.
Write it. I know he's getting paid in this new contract, but they're asking for hundreds of thousands of dollars that he has to pay just.
Is that legit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw that. Like buy all up with the old jerseys. Just
all
to
production.
It's easier to do if it was like a backup, like it was like a 5th string wide receiver. There'd be like nothing on the shelf. Like,
but it's like how much?
Here's my problem. So he literally said hundreds of thousands of dollars. He didn't say the exact number.
Yeah, but that's nothing to Kirk Cousins.
But like, yeah, exactly.
But he's still
so overpaid. Like
no, but he's more of a principal. Like he's like that.
He didn't touch none of that money, bro. I guarantee it.
So here's my problem though. There's not a sponsor out there. There's not somebody that wants to throw their name on it. Like, hey, we got you covered. We'll let swap.
Yeah, just do some commercials with us or something.
A couple $100,000 for a sponsor. Any of these big name sponsors can do that and then have so much goodwill. So to me, I don't understand. I get it from his standpoint. He's like, no, I'll just wear 18. That's fine.
But one in front of it.
Yeah.
You'll be the next Peyton Manning.
And then my honorable mentions.
Wow.
My honorable mentions.
Bold projection.
Are Hawkinson. Again, question mark with the quarterback. And then I like
because of the question mark with the quarterback.
Yeah. Dalton
sure.
Kincaid and McBride, those two young tight
Kincaid.
ends.
Yeah.
I think have
McBride, man, I really do feel like McBride's gonna be top 5. Like I really, really do. Like if you can target him late in drafts, it's like he got so many good looks without a quarterback. It's like I think it almost opens up Kyler's eyes. Like, hey, maybe I should start. You know what I mean? Like, and Kyler moves a lot, and we've seen it with Lamar, right? What are the top tight ends? Mahomes, Mark Andrews. Those quarterbacks move, and when they move, those tight ends get lost in coverage. They don't know where the hell they went. Very interesting that you put Pitts. I'm glad somebody did because it might happen. It might finally be time. You know,
he's another one. Yeah, he's got so much talent, just hasn't clicked yet.
No, absolutely.
A lot of talent out there that's looking for the right combination to bloom, and I'm hoping this season we see it. So,
all right, so we're gonna move on to our fun game that Fancy has for us.
Oh, we didn't do kickers. I was joking.
Young Hoku.
They're all from the UFL.
Yeah,
kicking 68-yarders.
So to refresh on the games, Matt is making a comeback on the leaderboard here. Matt is 1-3. You got his first win last week against Fancy.
Most recent. That's the one that counts.
He's staying hot. He's 1-0 in the last week, if you ask him. Fancy is 3-2, I believe. Fancy.
That sounds about right.
3-2, and I am 3-0. So Matt's gonna look to take one from me here finally. But yeah, Fancy, tell us the game and give us the rundown.
Yeah. Basically, let's talk about the top 32 wide receivers in receiving yards. I need full name, and
you will not get it.
That's not good.
She's like, that's not good. You will not get the points.
I need full name, and I think I will. I mean, dude, there's no way you don't.
Wait, okay, receiving yards.
Based off of receiving yards last season.
Okay, I'm like
last season
all time. That we might have been in trouble there.
No. Definitely last season receiving yards, and it's like this. We're gonna go 1 through 32, and basically the number one spot down to the bottom is going to be 32 points for number one, all the way down to the 1 point for the 32.
So one spot is 32 points.
Yeah, and then as it goes down, it's going to be reduced by how many points you get.
Oh, shit, man.
So, and
Matt's actually good at receiving too, because
I bet he is.
He's great at receiving.
He looks like it.
All right. All right. You got a coin?
I do.
Matt, you won last week, so I'll give you the coin toss.
Right here, I have a dime, the only one in my life. Heads or tails?
Heads. Give me that Lyndon B. Johnson.
Okay. It's not LBJ on the dime.
Isn't it?
No, it's tails, and that's Is that LBJ? No way. It's like Roosevelt, right?
I think he's like Elvis Presley. Was he? Like,
I don't think it's LBJ, right? No way.
Read a book.
Middle of the podcast.
I don't think so.
Who's
I don't think
it is.
That's a bad look for LBJ.
Yeah. If you guys are listening to this and you know who's on the dime, comment down below who's on the dime. Help the boys out.
That doesn't look like someone that got Kennedy killed. That's
FDR.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, so I won, or he lost the toss. So I
yeah, it's tails. Beasley, you can defer or take it.
I'll take the first one because it's the point from the top, right? So we all know. We all know who number one.
Yes.
We all know who number one was, and it was Tyreek Hill.
That's right.
So I'll take the 32 points here. I'm gonna
low hanging fruit, but yes, absolutely correct. Got to get those when you can in a game like this.
Yep.
Matt, what do you got?
That is a great question.
While you think about it, let me go ahead and just say Tyreek Hill, 13 touchdowns, 119 receptions, 1 fumble for just a yard under 1,800 for the season.
Ooh.
I want to say, I think CD is got to be up there. I just don't remember if he's all the way up there or not.
We can't be all the way up there because Tyreek Hill's all the way up there.
With what's
definitely top 3 in my head.
What do you think? Come on, Fancy.
What's CD's last name?
Oh, we're not really doing that though. But CD
CD's
Lamb.
nuts.
It's not. It's not pork. It's not pork. I'll tell you that.
All right, where is he, sir?
CD Lamb, He's number 2.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah. So he's got to be.
12 touchdowns, 135 receptions, 3 fumbles though for 1,749 yards.
3 fumbles.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Man, Tyreek Hill. I really thought this was the season he was going to get 2K too.
I know.
He was on pace for such a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, if he stopped fucking around having all the kids.
Well, since he got hurt though, as I'm leading into
I'm just like
playoffs.
top 5. Like I thought Lamb was maybe 3.
I think these next 2 are kind of interesting. They're pretty interesting.
I want to go one, but I know Matt's going to go with it, but I don't know if it's 5 or if it's 3 or if it's 4. But I don't like because those points don't fucking matter, and I'm like trying to figure out like
it's a difference of 3-4 points right here.
So do I do it to him and yeah,
have confidence?
I think that's the strat. I'm gonna go with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. Okay. That is number 3.
He made it 3.
He had 10 touchdowns, 119 receptions, only 1 fumble for 1,515 yards.
Holy
so
shit.
That's the gap there.
A game, Matt?
That's the average there. Is
so that's 30 points.
Mean, yeah.
All right, he's taking my player.
You have to tell us who the. Ah, you fucking asshole! You're gonna... Dude, I didn't know he averaged 100 yards a game.
Yeah. What's crazy between like the first
two, off 1, 2, 3.
Between the first 2, the difference was only 50 yards, and between second and third, the difference was over 200 yards.
Wow,
it's
that shows how dominant Lamb and fucking Hill were.
All right, so let's see if the Eagles let me down here, and see if AJ is number 4.
AJ Brown,
come on,
is not number 4. He is number 5.
Oh,
how many points is that?
He had 28. He had 7 touchdowns, 105 receptions, 2 fumbles, and 1,456 yards.
Yeah.
So
Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, like they take so many yards away from him. He started out so hot though.
Yeah.
You're the one that broke his streak, remember?
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I thought he was up there, but
you would have been if you didn't pick him, Matt.
I can't believe you picked Matt. Of all the people I thought you'd pick in the top picks, I cannot believe you missed this person.
I mean, I think that's pretty good. I picked the number 2 and the number 5.
I just knowing you through the podcast so far, I'm like, wow, I can't believe you didn't pick.
All right, and this might be. Oh man, I don't even know. So, dude, DJ Moore has to be up there. That might be where I fall out here.
Ooh, yeah, you're gonna slide down a little bit. No. He is number 6. He's number 6 with 27 points.
I knew he was up there though, and if you look at his stats, it was like off 2 or 3 games where he had 240 yards. There was a game where he had 4 touchdowns or something like that with the Bears.
He had 8 touchdowns, 96 receptions, 1 fumble for 1,364 yards.
Wow. Yeah, I knew he had a decent year.
You said almost 100 yards less than AJ Brown, who is just right behind.
So we have 1, 2, 3, and 5 and 6.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Yes.
Okay. What was AJ Brown yardage?
AJ Brown yardage was 1,456 yards.
14.
2 fumbles, 105 receptions, and 7 touchdowns.
So it's that's what I'm saying, Matt. Who's ahead of that? And it's not DJ Moore.
I know that's what's
it's gonna be something tricky.
Is it? Until you hear it, and then you're like,
that's why I hate him right now, because I don't know.
He's antagonizing. That's what he says.
I don't know.
I know. That's why when I said DJ Moore, he was like, and I was like, oh fuck, I just fell out. That was a risky play.
He was 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you feel like I slipped out of the top 10 or something? I was like, fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
I slip out all the time. I just put back in.
Do you?
What? Huh? Yeah. So what are we thinking, Matt? I mean, a lot of options out there. Just how many points are they?
So that was 27 for me, correct? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that was number 27. It's 27 points for you.
Okay, cool.
So Jake is 32, 30, 27, and Matt is 31 and 28.
Yep, that's what I have too.
Okay.
Wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
He's baiting me so hard, and I don't know.
I'm a masturbator.
I know.
I knew he was going to say that, Matt. Matt, will you shut up and just answer, because he's going to keep rolling.
I know. I set him up with that.
Rolling, yeah. He's loving every minute of this too.
I'm on fire.
All right, Fancy, you said it already, so I hate you. So Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. Ooh. Hold on, let me find him on this list.
Oh,
He is
no.
number 24.
Then why
13
did you
touchdowns
Why did you
Seven-
say that in your precursor? Then you're an asshole.
because he had 13 touchdowns.
You're an
But he
asshole.
only had 1,255 yards, which is, quite a bit less than 500 less than number one or
Like,
number two.
wait till you see where he's at. You're gonna be
Yeah.
Your mind's gonna be blown.
Number 24.
24. What point is that?
24 points.
No, it's not 24 points. If he's 24 on the list.
It's 24 points.
9.
If you're going backwards.
Oh, I thought he was one number 24 on the list. I'm like, there's no.
No. He's 24 points.
My
So
mind
that's
is
number.
beginning. I'm like, do we have to name 20 more receivers
6,
other
7.
than that? I was like, I had him like top
that's-
12.
You're killing
Yeah.
me here, Fancy. All
Okay.
right, what number on the list is he?
He's
So it's
number
number
9
8.
on the list. Or
32 to 24 is 8.
Fancy.
32 to 24?
How on receiving?
Fancy, you just tell us where
Yeah.
they are on the list. We'll figure out the
Well,
numbers later.
I'm telling you, I've got it.
one through like so you said CD. Okay, so for example, you said AJ Brown's number 5 on the list. What number is Mike Evans?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, 9. Okay,
Yeah, I said it
It's for
counts.
24 points.
For 24 points, yeah.
Okay, that's where I thought he said 24th on the list.
Yes,
and I was
that's
like,
No.
oh, fuck. Like, because my mind was like, how am I going to name receiver? Because he had a good year. I'm like, I don't know who was ahead of him then at that point. I thought you fell way down the hole there.
No.
scared the crap out of me. Yeah.
Holy shit. All right. I'm like trying to think it. I think he's playing you and not himself though. Like he got you to get. I didn't just need to fucking lock it in and just do my
name
he
the
was
wide
baiting
receivers.
you. He was baiting you to say somebody, but you have St. Brown, but you went Mike Evans for him. But I think it's somebody. I think I might fall out of top 10 again, but he's got to be up there because Puka Nacua. I think
There
he
he
was
is.
like 13.
Number 4.
No way.
6 touchdowns, 105 receptions, 1 fumble for 1,486 yards.
14.
This
Okay.
is
14
according to the NFL. So,
Good, that would make sense. He broke the rookie record.
Yeah, but I thought it was at like 13 that he.
What was the? So 4 is what? How many points?
29. 29 points for Puka.
So that's what he's doing, Matt. He's trying to bait. Because then when you went,
But I
I
just
was
know
thinking
how
Mike
many
Evans
times
too.
he picked him. He loved Puka
Yeah.
all season. I was
Yeah.
like, Matt, you're not going to pick your guy?
I
Shame.
figured he was top 10, but I was thinking 4.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just ashamed of Matt. And I went and picked Stafford for him and everything.
Yep.
Think you know somebody.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense though. If Puka broke the rookie receiving record, it's like it'd have to be up.
It had to be up there. Yeah, absolutely. And
like I said, I thought top 10. I didn't think top 5.
only 1 fumble. I mean, CeeDee Lamb had 3 fumbles. So when you think about efficiency, CeeDee Lamb had twice as many touchdowns because what else is he going to do? But I mean, 3 more fumbles. I mean, but also 30 more targets. Like how if you give Puka 30 more targets,
Oh my gosh.
or not even targets, receptions. I'm sorry.
He had
It's like, then what?
receptions?
30 more receptions.
Oh yeah, that's a dude.
Dude, that's a 2,000 yard season.
So speaking of receptions,
3,000 yard season.
Keenan Allen up there with
He's got to be top.
a
8.
million receptions. He's
Yeah.
got to be up there.
He had a game where he had like 18 catches, right, or 17
Yeah.
catches or something.
He
Like that.
had a lot of receptions.
Did they turn
He's,
into yards? Did
He's
they-
number 11. He's number 11.
That ain't bad.
Good for 22 points.
I guess with no quarterback, right? I guess that maybe that's what hurt him. Is like,
Yeah.
he's probably catching a screen for 2 yards.
7 touchdowns, 108
How many
receptions,
points? 22.
22 points. He's at number 11, 2 fumbles, 1,243 yards.
Okay.
So we still
I'll-
have 7, 8,
I'll-
and 10 of the top 10 available.
7, 8, 10.
That is correct.
I'll rip one of Fancy's favorites, like because he's got it. It might be top 15, but I'll just name it off because it's just Nico Collins.
Nico motherfucking Collins, number 8.
Oh, he snuck in.
8 touchdowns, 80 receptions, 1 fumble for 1,297 yards.
1,200 yards.
Good for 25 points.
So 8 on the list, 25 points. All right.
That's crazy. So we have 7 and 10 left of the top 10. Which that's 26 points, 23 points hanging. I mean, until we get down to
what's his name's got to be on there.
Yeah, what's his name is on there.
What's
Wait, what? Who are we talking about?
Yeah, he is on there. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, there's a guy with a name that's on there for sure.
Fancy.
He's probably got a lot of yards.
Who's the guy at number 7? That's who I'm.
Yeah, we were just talking about it.
Spell it out.
We were just talking about him. We definitely the sound you make when you poop.
Matt, don't even, Matt, because Matt's gonna be taking a 10-minute break trying to figure out what fucking name.
Yeah, you're absurd.
Now I gotta write that down.
And when you get it correct, and then think about what I sent you earlier, you'll be like, God damn it, why is that right? Yep. So I'm just saying.
Please don't get it. I'm not even gonna.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I don't even know what. Do you have an idea, Matt, for that?
No, I'm so thrown off right now.
You should.
This is like a fun game with like a spice added into it. It's like Fancy's like just derailing our mindset here.
Guys, I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness, I literally have tears.
Pittman?
He's got to be up there,
dude. He's not.
He's not.
He's number 14.
Oh, it's
not the last two of the top 10.
Well, yeah,
or the next two before him.
I had two names in my mind, and that was one of them. So that's what.
So Pittman's good for 19.
19 points.
19 points, and he had 4 touchdowns, 109 receptions, 1 fumble, 1,152 yards.
All right.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't want to say what I'm thinking of because I don't think he might not be up there. Like he's definitely not up that high. But like why I'm thinking of his name is because of fucking Fancy. Like now, but I know it's not. There's no way he's that high. The guy that I had 2 guys and it was Pittman, and I've Stephon Diggs has got to be up there somewhere.
Stephon Diggs is just a hair above at 13th position, good for 20 points.
13.
Yeah.
Oh, he snuck out that far out. 20 points.
Yep.
He had a couple great games.
Dude, he was like top 5, like 8 weeks in.
Yep.
Yeah, he 1,183 yards. What he finished with.
Here I am in my mind, what poop noises or whatever sounds like is familiar with Diggs. I'm trying to figure something out.
No, not that. And he had 8 touchdowns, 107 receptions, 2 fumbles, and 1,183 yards. So we still have 12, 10, and 7 available. Those are big points to catch up, Matt, because you are a little bit behind right now.
Oh, am I?
Just a touch. If you grab 7, you will jump right in there.
Thank you.
Or 10. 10 would do you a lot. Or 12. Really, anything. Anything will help.
Let's go with.
Do you take your coffee cream and sugar? Neither or both?
French vanilla, no added sugar.
I think his guess was Cooper Kupp right there. French vanilla, no extra sugar.
Well, I hear French. I think of the Saints. So is that what you're going with? Someone from the Saints?
Honestly, that was that he's up there, but I figure he's down at like 16, 17. But you're baiting me into it, so it better not be bullshit. Olave.
You're absolutely right. He is number 16, good for 17 points. You
it.
Literally called that one out. All I asked was your coffee.
So stop baiting me. This is bullshit. This is bullshit.
I was just filling up the dead air with a little bit of how do you like your coffee?
No.
You say he's 17 on the list for 16 points or 16?
He is 17th on the list for 16 points. So the one before him is 16 for 17. That's the flipping point of this whole thing.
17 on the list. Matt said 16 or damn, that was pretty good, Matt. 16
that's
or 17.
That's why I said good for you.
So Fancy, shut your mouth because I
still a
know
good
where I'm
pick.
thinking, and then you're trying to bait me into it.
I just asked about your coffee drinks.
Well, stop it.
I just want to know how you drink your coffee.
Stop it.
I like mine black. It's
Unbelievable.
not even a joke. Like, I don't know why you're looking at me like that. It might have helped you.
Dude, I don't know why I want to rip.
I'm about to rip one.
I'm gonna rip DK. I'm gonna rip DK Metcalf.
Ooh, honestly, I thought he'd be up higher. Number
Disappointing.
18 on the list for 15
Ah.
points.
15.
Yeah,
Fuck.
and he had good stats, just not a lot of them.
Yeah.
He
That was your Drew Lock
8
run, yeah.
touchdowns, only 66 targets, no fumbles for 1,114 yards. I think
That's
as far
still
as
really good
efficiency
season, man.
goes,
Yeah.
that is really good. He just didn't get more
Didn't get the
of it.
volume. Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely
Damn,
something I
thought he
would love
he
to
might
have.
sneak in at like 15 there, Matt. I don't know what you were thinking. I was thinking like top 15 at least.
Yeah. Well, you guys are missing some big names that every one of you have already said that I'm just like, what?
I don't know, man.
If you just go back to what we talked about earlier, either one of you.
So
Michael
again,
Jordan?
stop, because then I'm gonna say
Michael
the
Jordan.
name
Michael
and then-
Jordan. Yep. Michael
Like
Jordan.
27 points.
That was number 0 actually.
All right, so you baited me into another one. I told you I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm gonna. So Jamar Chase. If he's
Jamar
not
Chase.
up there,
He's
then
he's the number 12 spot, good for
No
21 points.
way.
wow.
Jamar Chase, yeah.
Okay.
If you would ask
21
me, if you would ask me DK Metcalf, so what we said DK, Pittman,
Yeah.
and Diggs and Olave are all after Chase without Burrow.
Jamar Chase
I guess what's his name? What did you say? Jake Brownski.
Brownski.
Instead of what is it, Browning or whatever?
Brownhill. No, I said Brownhill.
Brownhill.
Yeah.
Jake,
yeah.
that's his new name from now on. Jake Brownhill. No matter what he does.
Yeah, we need to get custom
12,
Bengals
huh?
jerseys that say Brownski. Yeah, so Diggs, Pittman, Metcalf, and Olave were all in the 1,100.
If you would have asked me, like
They were
Chase,
within
those
50
guys, I'm
yards of
taking
each
the other
other.
guys over Chase.
Jamar Chase had 1,216 yards, 7 touchdowns, 100 receptions, and only 1 fumble. So yeah, that was number 12 spot. We still have the 7 and 10 available.
I just can't. I can't.
One is, I think, is clear as day. One might be a little tougher. I will give that one. But one of these guys, it's like
Right.
I'm questioning both of you.
I know. I'm gonna go back to like a super, like man. I'm like trying not to let him fucking mix up whatever I'm thinking. Here. I'm gonna stick with a high power offense. Who, he might be out of. I might have the first 20 plus, but I'm gonna go Brandon Ayuk.
That's it. Ayuk, the sound you make when you're pooping. When your stomach's cramping, that's it.
No shot.
Dude, that's the sound I made earlier. Was it not? Was it not?
There's no way that he meant Brandon Ayuk as
that sound I make. I've made that sound so many times. I made it earlier when I sent you that snap. 100%. 7 touchdowns, 75 receptions, 1 fumble for 1,342 yards.
How many points did Jamar?
Jamar Chase was worth 21. Ayuk is worth 26.
Oh my goodness, Matt. And so 26 for Ayuk.
Yeah.
So
he was number 7 on the list.
All right.
Well, you don't.
I don't know how you guys. Both of you guys talked about him as far as Niners goes, either honorable mention or as who you want. It's hard to go against the Niners, just like it's hard to go against the Chiefs. You guys both talked about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I was so shocked that nobody brought up a Niner until now, when we have number 18 checked off the list.
Well, 18's DK Metcalf. I'm thinking
he's
DK
catching
Metcalf.
passes from fucking Geno Smith.
So my problem is I was thinking Debo was ahead of him.
No, I knew Debo was out, and Ayuk was
I'm glad you picked it. Yeah,
value, like fantasy value, like through the roof.
That guy made the list, brother.
So I'm looking for number 10, right? That's the gap we've got right now.
Yeah, 10 is we have 10, 15, 16, 19.
What was number 9? What was the yardage?
Number 9 yardage was 1,255 yards, 13 touchdowns, 79 receptions, 0 fumbles. Mike Evans with the Buccaneers. The man, the guy that's going to be filming, the best quarterback in the league, banging your wife. Everybody listen, catch it now. The one and only Baker Mayfield. My man.
All right, he didn't have Aaron Rodgers throwing to him, but Devontae Adams with his new team.
Ooh,
Okay.
I like that pick.
Hey, in the 15th spot, good for 18 points. Devontae Adams, 1,144 yards, 8 touchdowns, 103 receptions, and 0 fumbles.
So 15 spot, 18 points.
18 points.
Right,
Tay Adams.
I think we're 16 picks in. So let's get a little math out here.
Yeah, you want to do a little recap right quick?
Well, that way it's just easier to like.
Yeah, I got you.
That way we're not adding up 16.
Add it up and let's see where we're at.
Oh man. What'd you get from me?
I didn't do you yet. That's what she said.
Fancy's. I'll give him that. He's on a roll today.
Yep, he's a great host.
This is what the audience. This is what the audience wants.
All right, I got 204 for Jake.
That's what I got.
Matt.
That's me.
179.
That's what I got. And
I have
what,
not
16.
I have not
16?
been keeping track, so
Okay.
I got 204 and 179 too. So it's 204 Matt, 179 to me, and we have what 10, 16, 19, and then farther down the list.
We have so much available. We have so many points left on the board right now.
Where the points fucking matter though. Like even if you're 20 points out, like if I fucking misfire like 3 or 4,
if you catch a 1-2, like at the it's not the time.
It's my turn too. Wow.
Yeah, let's start off the second half here.
I might misfire.
We still have number 10 available.
I know. I don't have anything that comes to me for 10. I think I named everyone that I thought was 10, and the person I want to name definitely is not 10, but he might be.
10 will be shocking. I think 10 is shocking. I was surprised with 10. I was very.
I'll go. Man, I might fall out of top 25 here, but I'm gonna be confident with my pick.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Devontae Smith. 25, 26.
Devontae Smith. Hold on, let me pull out my glasses. He's on here. I remember writing him down.
That's not good.
Hold on. I think I wrote. Yeah, number 20 for 13 points, 1,066 yards. Devontae Smith.
Yeah, because I knew the Eagles had double. I knew the Eagles had double receiving over 1,000 because it was the first year they had like 2 receivers over 1,000 and a rushing yard leader, or not leader, but a rushing over 1,000 too. So I was like, he's got to be somewhere in the 32 because there's no way 32 plus receivers have gone 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I agree.
But
what number was he at though?
20.
What's so 25. Interesting is that they don't almost 27 of the 32 go for over 1,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I knew there wasn't 32 receivers that went over 1,000.
It's pretty good.
That's like every team, and I don't think every team.
Yeah, no. And actually, what's interesting is the last one to make the 1,000-yard cutoff. Shout out!
Stop giving things away.
Hey, just shout out. Shout out.
It's Matt's turn. Fancy's just giving away shit.
I'm just saying, shout out. The last person to squeak in.
Fancy, you're the worst. So was that our first number 2 receiver?
Yeah.
On the board?
Yeah, it was. I'm sure there's plenty of ones.
Yeah, there is.
But
boy, howdy.
I don't know. I guess that I don't even know, bro.
1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, dude. There's a lot of number 1s left.
Are you sure?
Yep. Yes, I am.
Shout out Flacco. Give me Coop.
Joe Flacco is not on the list.
Okay, I will say this, Matt. When he said 7, thinking of poop, I was thinking Cooper. Like that's why I was like, but there's no way.
No, because your sound doesn't make a poop sound.
You weren't either. You were saying
Ayuk. That's the sound I make when I poop. That's got to be the worst hint. That's got to be the worst hint in the history of
Then
any of
I'll
these
stop
games.
giving hints. Good luck.
If you would have said like the sound that
I make when I stub my toe,
like
next time I got you.
Ryu makes, or
Who?
Street
All right,
Fighter,
well, what's your guess though, Matt?
Yeah,
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper, number 10 for 23.
Attaboy.
Back in the fight. Holy shit, he needed that.
I needed that one big time.
Amari Cooper with 1,250 yards, 5 touchdowns, 72 receptions, and 2 fumbles. All right, so we have everything
He got
all the way up to
300 of those
15.
in one game.
Yeah, he did, and he got fucking Joe Flacco another little paycheck. So we still have a 16 available, a 19 available, and then the rest.
Oh, we do have 16 available. Because that's where Olave.
Olave 17. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What is Smitty's yardages? Monte Smith.
Devontae Smith's yards
yeah.
was 1,066 yards. 7 touchdown, 181 receptions, and 1 fumble.
26 or 27. The cutoff there has to be.
The cutoff is at 27. 27 is the last spot that still made the 1,000 yards.
I might take the last spot, but I know for a fact that he got over 1,000 yards because I bragged about it on the pod. Because he only played 10 games. But I'm gonna go Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, in the 19th spot, good for 14 points, 1,074 yards.
Wow.
The fact that I didn't think he was that high, but the fact that he played 10 games with he played with Nick Mullins, he played with Kirk Cousins, he played with Joshua Dobbs, and he played with that rookie Jaron Hall. That's crazy to think about. Like,
I mean, 1,000 yards at
talent,
1,000 yards, 68 receptions. So I mean, he was efficient
in 10 games. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's he was when he was out there. I
figured 25 to 27 where he was going to go, but I just want to check it off because I knew that was a top name that would be floating around.
Yeah, that's another one I thought came a little later, but
because he only played 10 games. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know which name I want to throw out here to screw myself, but
so we just have 16 left, and then it's 21 and below.
Yep.
Oh, I'm looking at like the 20s. I'm like, where are these guys gonna fall? So remind me. We're looking for 16. Devontae Adams at 15 was what?
Tay Adams at 15 with 1,144 yards. Olave at 16 or at 17. I'm sorry for 16, but at 17 for 1,123 yards. Metcalf was right below.
Okay.
Michael Pittman was above that.
Okay.
So in that area.
I have no idea who's going to be in that spot.
That's so crazy.
I think I might have an idea.
The reason why I love these games is because when we have a talk like we had before as who we have in our top 5s and why, is names that get brought up and honorable mentions seem to fall to the wayside. And that makes these games so exciting. So it's like, oh, I don't know who to bring up. It's like, boy, you did though. You did half an hour ago.
All right, let's go with. No, I'm gonna say anyways because that's who's on the top of my head. Give me Waddle. I know him and Hill were comparable for part of the season. I think he's probably.
We need the full name, and I can give you some points.
Jalen Waddle.
6 points at 26. He had 1,014 yards.
6 points.
6 points.
He's at what
7
position?
7 points, you mean?
No, 6 points. Right?
Well, if 32 is 1 point,
it'd be 7.
Okay, because I had 32 as 0. My bad. Yeah. Let me see if I messed up my numbers.
Oh, you're good.
Either way, 7.
He's 7.
It's fine.
Waddle.
Wow.
Yeah,
I thought he was top 25.
He had 4 touchdowns, 72 receptions, no fumbles, 1,014 yards.
Yeah, I knew they were because there was a couple teams that had double.
Oh yeah, you're right. Here we go.
I knew that.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I see where I got off. My bad.
We're nailing the number 2s, I guess, right? Chris Godwin.
I don't think he's on there. Oh, he is on there. Wow. 10 points at the number 23 spot. Chris Godwin with 1,024 yards.
10 points.
Yep.
That was better than I thought. I thought I might fall behind.
2 touchdowns,
Godwin,
83
yeah.
receptions.
I'm just thinking
0
we went
fumbles.
with Smitty and AJ. We went Jalen and Hill, and then Evans already picked. It's like I know that 1,000 yards, so he's on the list. Like at this point, I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting.
Yeah, we're getting to the nitty gritty. We still have 16 available. Don't forget, there's 17
We don't have
points
16 available.
hanging.
Do we?
Number
Yes.
16 left.
Oh, number.
I'm sorry.
so you-
Yeah, number 16.
like
7.
16 available.
No, not 16 left overall. No.
We
We
should
have
only have-
the number
we should only have-
16 spot.
There's only 11 available, I think.
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot left.
There's got to be some more number ones on this list. There needs to be. So
Yeah, there is. There's some.
Well, who are they?
That's a good question. Have them wrote down.
yeah, show us the list. No, we have. It's just a matter of.
If you saw my list, I think it'd make it worse. You don't want to see fancy math.
It's actually just he drew pictures of the people.
Yeah, of the
and
players.
like
He's like,
a
who is
bunch
this again? Is that?
A bunch of hangman.
He's like, is this Randy Moss?
Just all my favorite 81s.
Especially with him getting the Ayuk pick, it's gonna come down. Or I'm sorry, the Cooper pick. It's gonna come down to that. Like these last few. Like,
He needs that number 16 pick right now.
All right, we did a meme of him, so I'm gonna throw him on there. Pickens.
Let me get the full name, man. Let me get the full name, and I'll put him down.
You know his first name.
I do. I know it's a principle thing at this point. We know who I'm talking about as well. It's George Pickens.
George Pickens, that's right.
But that's ridiculous.
Where's he at?
That was the number 16 spot for 17
no
points.
Way.
Wow, love it.
Yeah.
He was
Love
top
it.
16?
Yeah.
He had the thing where you say the wrong.
He had 1,140 yards, 5 touchdowns, 63 receptions.
Wait,
3
how many
fumbles.
points? How many points is that then?
17.
Bruh.
That was huge.
I did not think he was fucking even in the 32.
I'm looking in the high 20s and
Yeah, no, he was there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
I'll rifle off.
He was up there. Just a hair behind Devontae Adams.
Garrett Wilson.
4 yards. I wrote him down. He is number 22 for 11 points.
There's not gonna be too many fucking double digits there left, right?
Yeah.
And there's one double digit left points.
Yep. Yep. One left. Who's actually kind of a legend, already a Hall of Famer, should be. Like he's locked in his career. He just got to retire.
who is the number 21 guy?
Well, there's a few guys on here that are
you
definitely.
didn't want his hints. You didn't want his hints. So fancy.
I know, but now it's down to the wire.
No, that's not how it works.
Well, trust me. There's two on here. There's the next guy on the list, and there's the last guy on the list that both have already secured their spot in the Hall of Fame.
I know we've talked about with his touchdowns. Did Cortland Sutton make
Ooh
in the 20s?
No.
That's our first negative. Not
no,
negative,
there is no Sutton on here. No, sir.
Wow.
So he was all touchdowns and points.
He had a lot of touchdowns. I can tell you that.
Just no yards.
I thought, like, if you told me Sutton or Pickens on the list, I mean, Sutton's on the list over Pickens. I can't believe Pickens. I still can't believe he's 16. That's insane. That can't be right. I believe you, but someone lied.
Believe you, but no.
Yeah, someone wasn't tracking his shit accurately for NFL. That's if he didn't make it on the list.
Hall of Fame. I feel like he's baiting me, but I'll fucking rifle it. He's got to be up there. DeAndre Hopkins.
That's it. That's the man.
Oh,
Just
I
the
like
Hall of
that
Fame
pick.
man?
Probably the oldest dude in the double digits, DeAndre Hopkins, 1,057 yards.
At
For
21.
12 points. Yeah.
All right.
12 points.
Wow.
Old D-Hop.
A lot higher than I thought he was going to be.
7 touchdowns, 75 receptions, 0 fumbles. And I bet if you went back season to season, I bet his fumbles are 0-1, 0-1, 0-0. Like, I mean, I bet he doesn't drop the ball much. We know this guy.
You got sticky hands.
From Houston to Arizona, he's great.
Where was he at again?
He was 21 on the list for 12 points.
24 and below besides 26, which was Waddle.
Yeah, we got 24 to the end available. And I mean, even then we still have some, I would say these guys have definitely been in fantasy picks. I got a good hint. For one. I'm gonna wait though. I got a good hint.
Give me McLaurin.
That's the last man to make the 1,000-yard cutoff.
Love it.
Oh, last man to make the 1,000-yard cutoff.
Yep.
So
yep.
26
For 5
27?
points. 5 points at the 26, 23, 24. Hold on. He's at the. I'm sorry.
You said there's 27 receivers at 1,000.
Yeah.
So he's ending it.
Yeah. Because it got off because I wrote down. So 23.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he was 27th spot.
27. So
points.
So he's the last guy. Fuck. He's the last guy with 1,000. So who had more? I guess we only have 2 spots above him.
He had 4 touchdowns, 79 receptions, 0 fumbles for
and how many points was that?
receptions.
5?
6.
Oh, 6 points?
6. So we still have 24, 25 available.
2 people above McLaurin.
And one is for sure a number 1. The other one has been a number 1 probably the majority of his career.
I mean, I don't know if he had a good enough year though. I'll go with the gambling man. Calvin Ridley.
He was next on the list. Number 24, good for 9 points at 1,016 yards.
9 points.
Yep, Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, he like you said, it was It was like I remember because V had him on her fantasy, and it was like when she started him, he sucked. Put on the bench, 38 points.
He had some just absolute duds, and then all of a sudden he had some.
I knew he was on the list. I just didn't know if he made 1,000 yet. Him having 1,000-yard season is actually kind of impressive for as bad as.
Yeah, I mean, considering 2 touchdowns, 83 receptions for 1,000 yards, 1,024. That's pretty efficient. It's like when you got to him, you got down the field. You got a first down. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Give me old man Thielen.
Adam Thielen for 8 points, 1,014 yards.
Oh, he was the last one, huh?
Yep, that was the last one of thousands.
8 points.
8 points. And
wide receivers that didn't make it out of the 1,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I got one more name in my arsenal that I think is there.
He had 103 receptions for 1,000. So just the difference between Thielen and Ridley was just under 30 receptions, and Ridley still had 3 more yards than him on 30 less receptions.
Yeah, because Ingram got a lot of those.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, we have the last 5 spots.
32.
Yeah.
One
of these was just in the news. Where is he at? I don't know. I know, actually.
Matt said it earlier, so I'm just gonna rip it and hope that it's not my first wrong one. Deebo Samuel.
1 point, 892 yards.
Where was he on the list?
31. He was the last.
Debo was
Number
the last.
32. Yeah. 7 touchdowns, 60 receptions, 1 fumble, 892 yards.
Yeah, well, he's on the list, Matt. He made it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm glad
Yeah,
I
he-
didn't say him earlier.
Wow. Yeah, you thought he was above Ayuk, so you should have said you should have ripped him early.
I'm glad.
When you
that's what I'm
guys
saying.
brought him up earlier, I was like, no way you guys are about to get number 32 before you get fucking number 7.
I wish Matt would have.
I was about to shit a
All right, I
brick.
might get number. I'm just gonna say it because it was in my head. Jacoby Myers.
That is a no.
Shit.
Jacoby Myers. He's a good rip though, honestly.
I thought he was.
Okay, what about we haven't said it. I've been
low.
all over Atlanta. Drake London.
Drake London. He's good for 3.
Good for 3.
905 yards.
What number is he at?
30. 30.
30?
30?
30.
So 3 points. London. Wow.
You said Hopkins.
So what we have 29, 31, 32.
You have 28, 29, and 31.
20.
Because 32 was Debo.
Wait, so 28.
28, 29, and 31. Because 30 was Drake London, 31 was Debo.
Gotcha.
And 27 was
Good luck, Matt, because I'm running thin.
McLaurin.
Was the
My
one you
Debo
were
was 32, and then I ripped 29 or something.
all right? Was the one you were baiting with earlier Cooper Kupp? Did he actually make the list?
He did not make the list. No. Why would he be in the news? What was he in the news for? I missed it.
No. Before that, you said, "How do you take your coffee?" Cooper.
I said black. Cooper Kupp is not. I was just asking. I was literally just making small talk. Like, I was just curious
Kupp-
what a lawyer drank.
I'll go.
Get ready.
I'll let you beat me then. Rashi Rice.
Rashi Rice, wanted on a felony warrant out of Dallas. Good for 4 points.
4?
Wow.
Where's he at?
29 or
We have
28.
28 and 31
28.
left.
28. 28.
Oh.
28.
We have 29 and 31 left.
Yeah. He had 938 yards, 7 touchdowns, 79 receptions, and 2 fumbles.
Was Lockett up there?
He wasn't up there, but he's on there. He's good for 2 points. Tyler Lockett, 894 yards.
That was literally my next rip. I was gonna throw it up there. But he was just shy of another team than having another 1,000 duo.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
There's
one good
one
game
person
away
left,
from doing it.
There's one
Yeah.
person left and he's 31.
Yeah. He's
29. We're looking
29. 29. Good for 3 points. Let's do a little quick recap and see if any of this matters at all.
Or we can just end it right here.
13.
Yep.
I have 281 for me.
If that is correct, then it does not matter.
What do I have?
I'm doing yours right now.
Oops, I was hitting the multiplication button.
I just fucked up as soon as he started talking. I gotta reset yours. The minute he said something, I literally just clicked the wrong button.
281, yeah.
And I got 242 for Matt.
Yeah.
All right.
40.
Go ahead and give us number 29.
We don't want to take one guess. NFC North.
Oh, thanks. I know who it is. If you just said that, that's easy. Do you want me to rip it?
Yeah.
Hey, anybody, go ahead.
I just didn't know if you wanted Jordan.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Jordan Addison, that's it. Addison Ray, the number one. Jordan Addison, let's go. Yeah, good for 4 points. He had 911 yards.
TikTok star.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what I almost ripped? Jaden Reed from the Packers. He had it.
Ooh, I know. I don't know where he landed. because honestly, out of like if you look at just receptions, George Kittle was above.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Kittle, Kelsey, Ingram, like Hawkinson, they had to be up there. Like
Kittle, Hawkinson, and Ingram both beat. They were in the top. Where's my fucking list at? God damn
Right.
it.
If it's just reception yards
Right, if
versus
it's
wide
just
Yeah,
receivers.
they
Yeah.
snuck in
Yeah.
there pretty high up there. It's really
Jordan
crazy.
Addison as a rookie though snuck in there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about
Yeah,
like other
Kittle
receivers.
would have been number 9. He was at
The fact that
1,020
Cooper
yards.
Kupp didn't make it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I would have thought
think
he would be up
team,
there.
I think it's one of those
I
teams with
think-
a lot of mouths.
I think
to
the
feed.
one that stuck out the most to me was George Pickens. I can't believe George Pickens was on there.
Yeah.
That was an insane rip.
And
Like,
way up there. And way up there.
I wasn't thinking 30. I was thinking 32. Like there's if he makes
Yeah.
it.
I
Like,
was thinking high 20. Yeah, I was thinking 20s, but
He made it up there. It's really impressive. Good for him.
all right, we got one more segment left. Your guys' favorite segment. We'll head over to trivia with Matt's, and we'll catch you guys over there.
All right, welcome in trivia time. So here's the problem. I like to think of a theme when I think of these trivia questions. On the show sheet was a certain topic that we were going to cover. We didn't get to. We'll get to it. Hopefully, at the ending was the Masters coming up. By the time you're watching this,
You can
Masters
rip it right now if you want.
is already on its way. Well, I mean, so that's the theme of my question. So,
Who's gonna win? Oh, it's
no,
trivia.
so-
Never mind.
yeah, yeah.
My brain's fried.
No, so we so we'll give you at the end, or if you want to right now, you can. But
Up to you.
who we think's going to win the Masters? So my trivia question this week, if you want to throw it up there, Jake, how many
Ooh.
times has Tiger Woods won the Masters?
I'll let Fancy. I actually know the. Well, actually, I said that last time. I knew the fucking answer. I was wrong, but like, I actually think I know this one because I like DraftKings had like a thing on it.
Tiger Woods. Has he played golf before?
He used to be a really good golfer.
Has he ever cheated on his wife?
He decided that it was okay to drive under the influence of opiates, allegedly.
Is that okay? I thought as long as you had a prescription, you were fine.
So he so his most recent accident anyways was, he's got all these surgeries because he's having issues with his back. And
Eight.
and
He's
he got
won
another good guess.
Won how many?
That's a good guess.
8.
8. Yeah.
Dude, he's won a lot.
If I remember correctly, it's 5.
5 is correct.
There's like a special like will Tiger win his. It was like will Tiger win his 6th? That's
yeah. So if he can win his 6th, if somehow he's got the the magic of the Masters, he can tie Jack Nicklaus at 6. But he is at 5 right now, currently. So
yeah. So on that topic, we're going to talk about who I guess it kind of fits in perfectly. That actually works out amazing. But we were discussing just like who's gonna win the Masters. Not that any of us are golf people. Like, well, me and Matt, we golf. Fancy just bought a new set and everything, but not that we track
It's a
it
used
much.
set.
But I'm just gonna
it's used.
I'm just gonna
Pre-owned.
like my guess is just a fun guess. I think it'd be super sick is just to stay with the Tiger Woods. Like I don't know what his odds are, Matt. You might have it, but I think it would be super cool to see Tiger win another.
So that's a.
Is it inflated because of like they want him to win type of shit?
No, it's plus 10,000. So
Okay,
I mean,
so
it's a long shot.
I just didn't know. Sometimes like they'll get you like, oh, it's only like plus 5,000. It's like, but realistically, it should be way higher than that just because it's Tiger. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's gonna be tough just to make it through the weekend.
If I bet $1 on him, I win 100.
Correct. Yep.
I might just say fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a hundy on my pick for sure.
Who you got?
I'm picking Ricky Fowler because he's not old. I think he's from Arizona, but I went to college at Oklahoma State. Shout out Oklahoma, the 405, the dirty 405, and he's gonna win. He's gonna win big.
Hey, if he's rocking the full Puma gear,
oh yeah,
color,
you know it.
Then he's got a shot. So I like.
He's got the game on. He dresses nice.
So for me, it's Wyndham Clark. He is plus 1,500. He's had a good outing so far in the month of March. He had a couple good tournaments, couple seconds. He was right there behind Scheffler. I think he's got that where if he's in the top 5, you're right there. You're within a couple shots. And then the Masters is something special. So if he's shooting just as well as he's been the month of March, I think he's got a chance.
Yeah. Like you said, all these are definitely. I'm like looking through the list right now.
Definitely maybes.
Pretty long shots. But like anything can happen in it. But what like it's just one of those things where it's such a cool, like when you see that like the drive up, every single time, every year the drive up they show like to Augusta and everything. It's so cool. Like it's such a cool, start to their golf year and everything.
If you look at what it takes to be a member there and then past members there, because it's invitation only, and you look at who's been members at that golf, like it's like that's the Illuminati.
Yeah.
That's it.
So if you guys weren't in my stream earlier today, you won't know the answer to this, but it popped up on the thing, going into just like a little fun fact before we get off here. I just thought of it. I saw the total of private jets that are in Augusta like for this weekend. If you could like take a guess, how many do you think there are? Private jets.
How many contestants?
That's what someone asked me in chat, and I wasn't sure. I said like 100. I don't know.
I figure it's 100, but they can't all. Some of them are carpooling. You know what I mean? Like honestly, it's like some of them are gonna like, hey, let's get this together and go.
Yeah.
Some of them are on their own. Some have their own logo on the side of it. So I would say probably 80.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 85.
Okay. Well, you guys are nowhere near it. 1,500.
Jeez. Well, I guess there's a lot of fans also and sponsors.
Fans, all the sponsors,
the Rolex people.
The Nike guys are going Rolex,
yeah.
Adidas, New, all these fucking CEOs.
I was just thinking competition.
Everyone. Someone like ripped out 400, and I was like, I even thought like in my mind that was way too high. Like, and when
how big is that airport? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, they like, dude, there was a cart driving past all of them. They were all parked, and it was fucking ridiculous, dude. Just seeing like all these. And then someone the first comment on the tweet was literally, and here's me rinsing out my empty tomato juice jar to recycle and use it again. It's like, dude, we're just all out here living a different life, man.
For real.
Like they gotta wonder where they're gonna park their plane at Augusta, and we're just like
ramen noodles day 7.
Pour this extra bag of fucking apples.
I'm watching The Walking Dead, taking notes, like getting ready for next week.
So, now fun podcast though. Appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. If you guys made it this far, hopefully you guys enjoy the little fun stuff that we do and the fun games. Let us know down in the comments if there's anything else that you guys want us to cover. Going forward with things. But that's all I got for you guys. You guys got anything left or?
Yeah, looking for tattoo recommendations. What and where? Let me know.
Talks Within Reach logo.
What and where?
Talks Within Reach logo on the forehead.
What and where? Let me know.
Yep.
Go fund me in the comments.
Go fund me in the comments. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. See you.
Bye.